Um, I'm going to offer you a couple different pieces of the setup. There are many elements to the setup. To me, this is the most important, one of the most important things of the golf swing, because if you don't have a good setup, it is very difficult to recover from that and get yourself on a good golf swing. So I'm going to talk about a couple of different elements. This isn't exactly, I guess, what we asked for in the assignment, but I'm struggling a little bit with drills that go with setup. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about once you've gotten your grip, and we're not going to talk about grip, we're talking about setup, but I really like an athletic stance. So, you know, my knees are nice and flexed, they're dynamic. Along with that goes, I like an even weight balance. And I recognize sometimes you have to make accommodations, but if you're working with a student who's got good athletic ability, this is a great way to start your setup. So when I talk about being athletically set up, I want them to almost act like they're sitting in a chair, not all the way down, but sit down, okay? I want their chin up, kind of looking down the nose at the ball. And I would like, if I walk up and push them in the chest, and I do this to students, I ask permission to touch them. If I push them in the chest, they're not going anywhere. I'm ready for you. It's kind of like if you played football, I'm ready. Or if I'm getting ready to be a catcher, I am ready. I'm not down as low as a catcher would be, but I am ready and prepared, and from this position, I can transition my weight effectively. So that's really talking about the balance. The width is your shoulders width apart. That's how I want your feet. And then nice flexed knees, okay? And I like to talk them, this is my drill, with the first drill would be pushing, making sure that you're solid, having somebody push you. The second drill would be put a ball between your knees. I had one here, I just moved. So I can't find the balls at the moment, but a basketball or a soccer ball between the knees, and I actually have students swing, keeping that ball between the knees, rotating it out, okay? But keeping that ball between the knees the whole time, you can really feel that weight transition over into the right hip, and then when you come back through, you feel it come back over onto that left side. And if you're rotating, the top half of your body correctly, your torso, then you feel that on that right side. You feel a little pull tension against that hip, and then you feel it again. If you stay behind the ball, down through the swing, you're gonna feel it again on the other side. So the three things here that I'm demonstrating would be the stance, shoulder width apart. I ask students to actually measure that, okay? I have them take their club, put it up here, look at their shoulder width, and then look down at your feet, okay? Is that where you are? Are you really shoulder width apart, okay? And then second, that athletic ready stance, push against that chest. Am I ready for just about anything? I don't want to be glued to the ground. It's dynamic, it's flexible, but I want them to be able to push me and I'm not going anywhere. I'm ready, okay? And then third, is your weight balance. I want that weight evenly distributed. Okay, again, this is assuming you're hitting your irons, or with your driver, you might front load a little bit, or with your wedge, you might front load a little bit, so that's a little different, but here for basic iron play is what we're talking about here. Even for my driver, I like my weight balanced, okay? I don't preload, I get ready to go, because I don't have any trouble sweeping up through the ball like you do in a driver motion. All right, I've gotten off track several times, sorry about that, but at least you'll be entertained. I've given you 3 examples of really how I check that or have students check themselves. I don't know if technically I'd call them a drill, but hopefully you'll get what I'm trying to get across. Thanks.